What's going on, guys? How y'all doing? What's going on, B Mo Lottie? What's happening with you, man? Marlon 244, what's happening? Jonathan Castor, Universal Balance, my brother, man. What's happening with y'all? Today will be the official third episode of the Crash Dummy series. I'm looking to make 5 episodes. This will be the third one. As most of you guys know, that if you've tuned into the first 2 episodes, you will notice that this drag behavior, it's pretty much cemented in most of these women's brains. It also proves what type of men these women choose, what type of men they go for, the type of men that they will invest everything into. Okay. I'm doing this series basically not to point out women's preference so much, but just to get a in-depth look at the female psyche. And sometimes, through it proves that most of them are going to choose the worst type of man to procreate with. It proves that they are attracted to criminal behavior. It proves pretty much everything that men are always saying, but anytime a man speaks out about it, it's a problem. So today's episode, I haven't officially went through it. You guys know how it goes over on this side. Excuse me. When I do these videos, I do the live commentary. I let you guys in the chat speak on it as well. I never review these videos before putting them up. So a lot of the things that go on is just as surprising to me as it is to you. So let's check it out, man. Without further ado, I'm going to pull this one up. I just based it off what I was seeing, man. I didn't the thumbnail that they have makes it kind of interesting to me, so I'll pull it up. All right, let's go. Is it here? Let's see. Yeah, it is here. All right. We'll start it over from the top. Get it pulled up. Get the screen share going. Make sure I got the volume in there. Okay. Let's go. Hope y'all fellas feeling good tonight, man, this evening. How you doing, Brown Hornet, my dog, man? Psycho Mob. And so what's good, bro? All right, let's pull this one up. All All right. Full screen, of course. So we're going to start it from the top, fellas. Make sure we got everything pulled up. There we go. Here we go. Let's go.
Orlando, Florida single mother Angel Glenn does whatever it takes to support her toddler.
Okay, first of all, we already know single mother. Young.
She was a stripper and men fawned over her.
But when she hooks up with a bad boy, Angel crosses over from...
Oh, I was coughing, but you thought that was going to slide past me too. Bad boy. You notice in all 3 episodes, every episode that I show you, even, through the first 2 episodes, I did 2. Today, I may have time for 2. I'm not sure. We'll see how things go. But these are 2 things you would notice. The bad boy and the criminal activity. These are things, and you will notice how these women will go above and beyond for these men. Let us continue.
From a world of seduction into a life of crime.
Angel was trying to find herself and being intrigued by this young man who had money.
Intrigued. That's another word. If you paid attention to the first 2 episodes, you always hear that. That is a key word, intrigued.
Because he sold drugs.
She was very much in love with him. She had no idea that she was setting up a bloodbath.
And later, in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
All right, we'll keep going, but this is one thing you will also notice for you guys who haven't seen the first 2 episodes. Check it out. You're going to notice after a lot of the things that happen in the end, the men will always get a substantial amount of time, much more time than the female get, even though she is most of the times solely responsible for what goes on. They set people up, all this other bullshit, and they only get, in most cases, get a slap on the wrist. Most of them, only one I've seen so far gets over 10 years. Meanwhile, the man gets a needle in his arm, or he gets a life sentence and with no chance, without a possibility of parole. Let's go. Oh, hold on.
In such a way that he just couldn't resist.
But it turns out to be a
marriage might have caused her mom to be more sheltering of Angel.
A dutiful daughter and a model student, Angel seems to be destined for a life on the straight and narrow until puberty hits and the good girl turns into a voluptuous teenager overnight.
Raised in a single mother household. You'll notice that a lot as well. Most of these women, I say pretty much nearly all of them that were raised in a single mother household, they will always be quick to seek the affection of a man, whether it's, he's into criminal activity, a bad boy, or any of that. What they really are doing subconsciously is seeking the validation and approval of their fathers who were never there. For whatever reason, we don't know. We notice that the mother tends to get pedestalized in these situations when the daughter grows up to be successful. We will also see that if she grows up to be chaotic and dysfunctional or a criminal, as far as this one is concerned, they will blame the absent father. Do you understand what I'm saying? Let's continue.
For Angel, growing up in a home where her father wasn't a steady influence in her life, perhaps put her at risk for being a little boy crazy. In other words, trying to find...
I'd have told y'all, that motherfucker right there, he on every episode. Doctor. I'm breaking this shit down before he even opened his fucking mouth. I just told y'all the same goddamn thing that this motherfucker just told. Without having a father, seeking the approval in men.
Father through as many male figures as she could.
As many male figures as she could. So you already know she's a whore. She's a little slut bucket.
It doesn't take long for Angel to go from discovering boys to getting pregnant.
Angel had a baby when she was 18 years old, and the father of this
well, I give her that, goddamn, at least 18. Most of these fucking strags get swole up at 16 years old.
Little boy was not involved in her life.
Where are you going?
Not involved in her fucking life. And I guarantee you, now she didn't have a baby. The father wants nothing to do with her other child. How much are you willing to bet that this child is going to be raised by that mother that's standing behind her? This is what all these hoes do, man. Most of them have these children to either hook the man that they really want, the man that they're crazy about, or they're trying to secure the bag. Okay? This is why I tell you gentlemen to be very selective and be very careful with your fucking seeds, man. Protect your seeds with your life, because you can end up having a baby by this bitch. Okay? Let's continue.
She drops out of school, but her church-going mother blames the men Angel runs with.
Blaming the man. Mama want to blame the men. See, I'm going to tell you something. A lot of these mothers made a bunch of terrible decisions too. And a lot of these young bitches get a lot of bad information from these old hoes like her. What's going on, King Terry? Yeah, getting a lot of bad information from old bitches like her. And see, once they can't control the reckless, boy crazy daughter, now it's the father's fault. The father that wasn't there. He is the reason that she acts that way. No, a lot of her behavior came from being raised in the environment that you have put her in. Okay? Let's move right along here.
For leading her astray.
There is this tendency for good girls to like bad boys. And it seems that Angel may have fallen prey.
You thought she was going to slide that one by me again. There's this tendency for good girls to like bad boys. They all have this, especially at a young age. And I'm going to tell you something too. Many of you guys will come in and try to wipe these bitches up at 30 years old, but these bitches are still attracted to the bad guy, the bad boy. Their preference doesn't really change until they've made a bunch of terrible decisions. And then they're looking for somebody like you to come in and rescue them from those bad decisions. Let's continue.
To that particular pattern.
Determined to get her on the right track, Angel's mom tells her daughter she needs to get a job to support her son or get out of the house. But Angel knows her options are limited, and the only thing she believes she has...
Every weekend, this bitch running out, leaving her child behind with that mother. That's what most of them do. Every time you look up, this bitch throwing on one of these tight-ass outfits, running the motherfucking road. She boy crazy.
Going for herself are her looks.
She's a pretty girl, and pretty girls like attention. So Angel began to perform as a stripper.
As a stripper. Here we go.
Stripping yields quick, easy cash that you would out-earn your counterparts that are working at a local drive-in or a fast food restaurant.
Yeah, you selling pussy.
And it's during a night out that Angel happens to attract the attention of 22-year-old twin brothers, Dante and Dante Hall.
They're very, very difficult to tell apart. The only distinctive feature is Dante has a tattoo on his neck, and it says, "Money ain't a thing."
What? Who the fuck did that tattoo? Money ain't a thing. And this is what they choose. They are infatuated with shit just like that. Garbage. Money ain't a thing. How the white man said. Who the fuck did that tattoo? I believe Stevie Wonder or somebody did that. But what the fuck is that? But that's what they're attracted to. Bullshit like that. Never to have been a blue collar brother or even a corporate brother that wanted to be a simp for this bitch. She wouldn't have been attracted to that. She wouldn't have invested anything. But you're going to notice, even though I haven't seen this video, you're going to notice, I guarantee you at some point, she's going to be investing everything into this fucking clown. She is going to be willing to risk it all, including her life and her freedom for this motherfucker. Money ain't a thing.
Despite Dante's best efforts, Angel finds herself drawn to Dante, who seems to be the one in charge.
Dante was the more aggressive and certainly the more assertive of the two. And the two of them were dedicated to each other, but basically Dante followed Dante's lead.
Angel was very attracted to Dante because, unlike his twin, Dante...
She was attracted to that stupid ass tattoo. Yeah. Hey, what you say, SO? Yeah, because they got to pay for college. Get the fuck out of here.
It was
we all know what it really is. They'll tell you that bullshit. Let's continue.
Much more aggressive, much more the bad boy And
much more aggressive, much more the bad boy. She was very attractive. They was identical twins, but she was much more attracted to the more aggressive motherfucker, much more bad boy. I'm telling you, man, you think this shit is just pertaining to these motherfuckers that you see on these shows. No, I'm telling you, they are all like that. Now, you can blame some of it on the environment they are raised in, but who put them in that environment? Did they mothers make the decision to get with husbands and live a productive life, get their children in some kind of, have their children living and raised in a productive home? Absolutely not. So these young women will grow up looking to these type of men as the providers and the protectors, and they find them extremely attractive. This is 95% of black women, brothers, from the ages of freaking 12 years old all the way up to 40. These are the men that they are truly attracted to. Let us continue.
certainly Angel had this very rebellious spirit.
Not only are the Hall brothers identical twins, they share the same profession. Both are major cocaine dealers with a reputation for ruthlessness that is well.
They stupid. They out there serving motherfucker walking up there hand in hand. White motherfucker. Stupid.
Well known and feared throughout all of Orlando.
They had developed a certain clientele among the crack users in particular. And so people knew that if you wanted
They
to
talk like they was big time. The motherfuckers probably didn't have more than a couple of ounces at a time. Big time, my ass. When you big time, you ain't out that bitch serving like that. You probably got some runners or something somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Fuck out of here.
to buy crack, that you would go to see Dante and Dante.
Dante had this danger in his lifestyle that she just was drawn to.
That she was drawn to. That
The
danger.
attraction is instant and mutual, and Angel and Dante dive into a relationship that lasts the entire summer.
They stayed together at various motels
Look at
and
that.
would
Stayed together at various hotels. Typical strag thought behavior. He don't even care about himself. He out this bitch willy-nilly, you know what I'm saying? So-called fucking crack dealer. They stand in and out of hotels. Where is her fucking son? Where is her child? With the grandmother. This is what most of these bitches are doing. Hotel to hotel. Ain't been by to see her son probably in weeks.
get together as much as they could.
Angel seems at ease as the girlfriend of a notorious drug dealer, leaving her son with her mother for long stretches to spend more time
Did
with
I
Dante.
just call it? Leaving her son with her mother for long stretches. See, we haven't even seen this. We haven't seen this episode, but we know this shit because we all have witnessed it firsthand.
Dante, who has now graduated from merely dealing drugs to robbing other drug dealers.
So he's a petty hustler. He ain't no real hustler. This motherfucker didn't graduate. How you gonna graduate from selling dope to robbing other motherfuckers that selling dope? Now you hustling backwards. But they are attracted to idiots just like this. Got fucking tattoo, stupid ugly ass tattoo. I wish they could show that tattoo again. Money ain't a thing. Fuck out of here.
The one thing about choosing criminals as your victims is that criminals don't typically call the police for help.
They just gonna put a hit on
Dante
your
finds
fucking
another
head.
way to make
dumb
money as
bitch.
well, by helping himself to a cut of the money Angel makes from dancing.
Oh, now he pimping the
And this
bitch.
became enough.
Now he's helping himself to a cut of the money that she makes. See, I told you, these hoes will invest everything into these type of men. But by the time they've fucked up their lives and they run into a man like you or a decent man, they expect him to do everything for her. She's not unwilling to invest anything because she's invested everything into this fool, a bottomless pit. But let you come along and you can ask for something as simple as just being loyal, not just faithful, but being loyal. How about washing my damn clothes, rubbing my back? Rub your own back, suck your own dick. This is what bitches like this will tell you after they've been bitter and fucked up fucking with motherfuckers like this that they chose to lay up with. Invest everything into this motherfucker, but then look for you to invest everything into them. But meanwhile, this is her imprint. She will never stop loving. Let's continue.
An opportunity for Angel to embed herself into his life, to be able to take care of him and give him the things that would sustain him.
Mm-hmm. Take care of him, sustain him. You hear those words?
Life goes on this way for several weeks. Until one day, when Angel receives a call from a man named Billy Robinson, a potential client Angel met a few days earlier.
Billy and Angel met in Orlando, and Angel made it clear that she was willing to dance for money.
Mm-hmm.
And so through Billy, this party got set up for Friday night at a place in Eustis, which is about an hour's drive away from Orlando.
I know where Eustis is.
At one point, Billy told her, "You be sure to get your girls because we're going to be giving you a lot of money."
Giving you a lot of money.
Dante is present and is overhearing both sides.
You hear that? Robbing motherfucker. Get your girls ready because we're going to be spending a lot of money. Now, I'm going to tell you already where this shit finna go. He going to get her stupid ass to set up the party so he can come in there and rob the motherfucker. I guarantee you. And she going to go right along with it. Now, she got other girls with her. She going to jeopardize their fucking lives and shit, too. I guess she going to get all up robbed. The Johns and the fucking strippers that she bring with her. Let's find out.
As the conversation via the speakerphone.
After hearing the phone call, Dante's thinking, guys with all that money to spend on strippers, they must be rolling in cash.
What did I tell you?
And Dante, the consummate businessman, comes up with a plan.
Businessman.
He and his crew will rob the party, and Angel will serve as bait.
She willingly went along with it because that was her boyfriend, and Angel
Hall planned to rob a party of one of Angel's clients.
I'm gonna tell you something too, man. Not to get off the subject, but I want to say this to you fellas, man. We've all been to the strip club. We all been to the titty bar. But that's a bottomless pit as well, man. You know, we've all done it before, but at the end of the day, man, you putting yourself in a position of a fucking trick. And then on top of that, you're not getting anything on your return but getting some old fucking sweaty ass pussy thrown in your face, lap dances and shit. And you spending money with these hoes. Now, if you're going to go in that motherfucker, you get $20 or whatever and throw some ones out that bitch and go on about your business. But you got these new age rap motherfuckers. They so much of some fucking simps. They throwing thousands of ones. Thousands. You say you come from nothing, but you fucking act like you don't. You act like you had money all your goddamn life. You got to humble yourself. Why in the fuck would you be throwing $1,000 and 20,000 ones on a bitch? For what? That's sucker shit, man. I tell you what. Why don't you get some aerobics videos? Put them bitches on the TV. Go get you 100 ones and throw them bitches at the TV. Watch them bitches do aerobics. It's the same thing. And when video,
all she has to do is follow Dante's lead.
Once Angel is inside the party, Dante and friends will enter the party to rob the patrons there.
Girl, get up. What are you doing?
That afternoon, Angel calls two girlfriends she's worked with before to dance at the party with her, while Dante calls his brother and they plan the robbery. Later that night, Angel and the girls make the hour-long drive to Eustis, followed by Dante, and a neighborhood friend.
Angel did not convey to the other dancers that a robbery was about to take place.
In no time, Angel and the girls are on the scene in Eustis, and the party is underway, while Dante and his crew sit tight in a car down the street.
The girls had started dancing, the guys were drinking, there was a little drug use in the party. So it was a very festive atmosphere.
But Angel never forgets the real why and who she's there for.
there were a number of phone calls back and forth between Dante and Angel. Dante was asking her, how many guys are there? Do they have guns? What room are you guys in? And he instructed
Any
her
sound, fellas?
to
Can you
try
hear
to
me?
entice everybody into one place. Because, of course, it would be easier for them
Yo.
to control the crowd if they were all in one spot. So she
Can
did
you
as
hear
she
me?
was instructed.
Girls were dancing, the girls were being tipped, the guys were drinking, they were laughing,
Okay,
joking,
you can
having
hear
a
me
good
now?
time.
When Angel
All right.
has everything set just the way Dante wants it, that's when he and his crew make their entrance.
Look at that.
Dante was the first one in the house, and he was armed with an assault rifle, an AK-47.
Oh, he
which on
mean
the street
business, huh?
They call a chopper.
Got a
And
chopper.
right behind him were his brother Dante and a third guy carrying 9mm pistols. And Dante ordered everybody to get on the ground. He said that if they didn't do what they were told, he was going to make this chopper dance.
Angel hits the
you see the white mama? He gonna make this chopper dance. Yeah, look at this bitch. Look at her. Look at her. She done fucked up. Now somebody probably gonna lose their life in this motherfucker. Because a stupid motherfucker gonna always do some stupid shit. You can't just rob people. If you don't get what you want out of the robbery, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna lose your shit. You're gonna lose your patience. And then someone is gonna lose their life. When you put yourself in volatile situations like this, nothing good ever happens. Let's continue.
the floor with everyone else. And while she may be the one who set all this up, even she isn't prepared for what happens next.
Nah, even she's
Then
not
as
prepared
they
for
were
what
on the
happens
floor,
next. This fool
They
finna
were
do something
also
stupid.
reaching for the money and the jewelry that they wanted for a reason that is still really not clear, other than the fact that perhaps he wanted to get the party goers to understand he was serious. Dante fires off a couple rounds with the AK-47.
Dante fires
On
at
the
concrete
inside of-
ceiling and the bullets ricochet, hitting.
I knew it. He on the inside or he gonna shoot up in the motherfucking ceiling. What did you think was gonna happen? Now the bullets and ricochet.
Several partygoers,
Hitting several party
killing a man
goers.
named Anthony Blunt.
Killing Anthony Blunt.
Dante continued
Damn,
to
Blunt.
spray the place.
And he's
His
still
girlfriend,
shooting.
Angel was in just as much danger as any of the other party goers or the other dancers.
He disregards her safety, and
Of
that
course he
should
disregard her safety. He don't give a fuck about her. She's a fucking strag. She's doing everything possible, humanly possible, to prove herself to this type of motherfucker. Most of them do this type of shit. I'm telling you now. They may say that, not me. I don't want this type of man. Bull fucking shit. I guarantee you, if this is why a lot of women try their best to hide their sexual partners, try to hide their dating history. Because I guarantee you it's at least, depending on their age, it is at least 3 or 4 of these type of motherfuckers they done dealt with. But then they have the fucking audacity to tell you this ain't the type of man they want. Not me. Fuck out of here.
would have been a moment for Angel to have a second thought about the relationship that she has with Dante.
She ain't got a second thought
She
about
probably
shit.
didn't think that Dante was
Her
capable
panties is getting moist.
of such acts at that moment because she loved him.
Yeah, she loved him.
So far, the take from the robbery is just under $1,500.
$1,500 funky ass
Much
dollars.
less.
You did all that for $1,500 funky ass dollars. See, that's that nigga logic. You putting your life in in the rest of your life in jeopardizing the other people's lives for $1,500 funky ass dollars. Now we've seen episodes where motherfuckers have done this shit for less. If you're gonna do some shit like this, trust me, I'm from the streets. You better be damn sure it's 20 bands in that motherfucker or more. It's you and 3 of your partners. It need to be bands, big boy bands, and you need to know for sure that they in that motherfucker before you go in there. Because niggas tell this broads anything. Yeah, I hope your girl's ready. We gonna come in this bitch. You know, we got this paper. Motherfuckers will say that shit to entice you hoes to get there. But what about the money that, you know what I'm saying, that they really have? You need to do your real research and find out exactly what's going on. How much money is going to be in that room. I don't condone this shit, but I'm just saying. Let's continue.
Than Dante expected. He's not happy.
and he and his friends fired off a few rounds.
Make sure y'all
to
like the video,
emphasize
fellas.
that they meant business and they wanted the rest of the money.
Rest of what
Keeson
money?
Evans, who was one of the higher ups in the group, said, "All right, you want more money?
It's in the back of the shoebox."
Dante sends Dante to look for the money, which doesn't really exist.
That doesn't exist.
Nothing here.
Ain't no
When
money in
Dante
there.
returns to the main room empty-handed, Angel sees just how far Dante's willing to take this.
Oh, he finna kill him.
He's angry at the fact that one of the partygoers lied to him. And so at that moment, he decides to teach a guy that lesson.
He locates Keeson and shoots him in the head.
Keeson.
Realizing there isn't
You know his mama was black and she was a single mother. Name her son Keeson. Keeson Maxima, Keeson Ultima, Keeson Central, Keeson. Fuck out of here, man.
going to be a larger payoff, Dante and his crew take off, leaving the girls behind.
I believe Angel was caught off guard, and that although she knew she was helping her boyfriend come in and rob some folks who was just at a party, she did not expect that people were going to die as a result
Yeah,
of it.
she knew the consequences.
In all, 5 men were shot, 4 by ricocheting bullets, 1 fatally. And Keeson Evans was executed.
It's a complete miracle that anybody walked out of there. The fact that
that shit could have
you
ricocheted
had
and hit her
someone who
dumb
was
ass or
firing
killed
off
any of
an
them girls in there.
AK-47,
She
it's
put
amazing
herself
that
in
anybody
harm's
left
way.
that room.
Angel and the other girls,
But
both
these bitches are willing to risk it all, including their lives, for these no good motherfuckers.
shock, flee the scene. On their way back to Orlando, Angel comes clean with her fellow dancers and admits to helping set up the robbery.
And that's another thing. These bitches can't keep their mouth closed to say they can't keep their mouth closed to save their life. They can't keep their mouth closed and they can't keep their fucking legs closed. No cap. The bitch got to tell somebody. She's excited. This emotionally stimulated her, seeing her man go to war with this stupid ass dumb shit. But it made her moist. Girl, let me tell you, I helped them. Not thinking about them bitches' lives were in danger. Bullets ricocheting and shit could have killed one of them stupid assholes that was with her. But she got to go brag about it.
One of the girls says, "You're stupid. Why did you?"
One of the girls says she's stupid. They are exactly right. And the one that called her stupid, how much you want to bet she gonna go to the fucking authorities?
Ever endanger our lives like this? You could have been killed. We could have been killed. Why would you do something like that?
Why would you do something like that?
Angel says something like, "This is how Dante and I make money now."
This is how we make money.
Here
now.
is Angel involved in a situation where people were hurt and killed, and she's bragging about it.
She's
to all of
bragging
them.
about it. What did I say? She's emotionally stimulated by this. She is sexually aroused by this dumb shit. See, when you are an agent of chaos and dysfunction, you are attracted to chaotic and dysfunctional motherfuckers. You're kindred spirits. I told you.
And this speaks to me of a process of dissociation.
After the girls make it back to Orlando, Angel and Dante reconnect.
She saw up close and personal what Dante was capable of doing. She was definitely afraid.
Afraid.
I think she realized
That
what she
bitch
stood
wasn't
to
afraid.
lose. 2 days later, one of the dancers provided the law enforcement officers with a break in the
What did I tell you? She ran her fucking mouth. One of them goddamn girls went back and went straight to the fucking the fucking police.
case.
And in the aftermath of their robbery gone wrong, Angel Glenn and Dante Hall are forced to choose between love or self-preservation. And later in Hershey, Pennsylvania, Carolyn
we don't
King
wanna see
finds
nothing
her
about Hershey.
soulmate in a soulless ex-con.
She's getting a high, she's getting excitement,
Bitch,
she's
what is
getting
up
a
with your
thrill.
teeth?
And so sometimes people keep seeking that pleasure, so they engage in a
All right,
crime
let's
over
skip
and
ahead a
over
little
again.
bit.
For murder. And so if he were to pawn something in his name, that's something that might turn up in a system that shows that he is. One,
Oh, so her dumb ass gonna
local,
pawn
and two, that
stolen
he's been
jewelry that was involved in a
serious
murder.
robbery where
She gonna
people
pawn it
died.
and put it in her name.
Angel does what she's told, sacrificing her anonymity and risking her freedom to please the love of her life.
It is a pretty stupid thing to do.
Absolutely
for Angel
stupid.
to put her name on a pawn slip for goods that are tied to a homicide.
Tied to a
It's
homicide.
quite clear from a psychological point of view that Angel just stopped thinking. She was just invested in this relationship with
Invested
Dante.
in this relationship. Did you hear what I said in the beginning? These women will invest everything into these type of men. And by the time they have a history of terrible decision making, they want you to invest everything into them. They have nothing left to give you. Some washed up, wore out pussy, a bunch of mental dysfunction, chaotic, miserable. See, they will settle for you. They will be miserable with you because you're not exciting enough for them. You don't have the appeal of these type of motherfuckers. And I'm telling you, man, it's 90% of them. I'll argue and say 95% of them. You got to have that bad boy persona.
And she just was not looking at what her actions were and what the consequences were going to be.
But it's not the jewelry
She
that
don't care
implicates
about the
couple.
consequences.
It's one of the other dancers who comes forward 3 nights after the robbery.
Oh, yeah.
Danielle, one of the dancers, hears that 2 people died in the robbery. And she goes to the police to say that Angel and her boyfriend Dante were involved in the robbery where the 2 people died.
This was our first break in this case. Up until then, this was truly a whodunit.
2 days later, police track Angel down and bring her in for questioning.
Mm-hmm.
Dante is nowhere to be found.
Yeah, look at that stupid ass tattoo again.
I don't feel like talking right now.
The interrogation went on for several hours, and her demeanor was defiant
Yeah.
and deceptive
She would
throughout.
she would protect
Angel
this
lied multiple
motherfucker
times to the law
to the
enforcement
end.
officer, saying that she didn't have any information. And then once she said that she did have some information, she kept saying that Dante wasn't involved.
She kept saying he
Angel
wasn't involved.
lied to protect Dante several times during the
Mhm.
investigation. Eventually, she went on to say that she lied only to protect her family.
Ah,
But it
protect what
appears
family? Bitch, you a lie.
She lied in reality only to get
protect him.
more of Dante's love and to prove to him that she was worthy
Mhm.
of all of his affection and love.
Yeah, exactly.
Angel quickly changes her mind upon learning she could face the death penalty.
Oh, that sobers a bitch up when she facing death. Now she'll make it seem like it was for her family, the reason she sold him out. But that needle in her motherfucking arm, oh, that's a sobering experience. That just the thought of that. Oh, snap your ass out of what you think is love. Because you can always find another one of these fucking no good, low down, dirty motherfuckers anywhere. She'll be on to the next dope boy, a bad boy. Now she's thinking about it. She's weighing her options.
In Florida, even though she didn't squeeze the trigger, didn't want anybody to be shot, she was instrumental in the robbery during which somebody got shot.
And see, these women will always play the victim. So you can guarantee that she's going to cut a deal. And it's going to be a sweet deal. Instead of a needle in her arm, she may get off doing 3 to 5 years or some shit. Meanwhile, she set the whole thing up. Now, the men in this instance, they going to get the fucking death penalty, or life plus 10, or life plus 20 without the possibility. You understand what I'm saying? But these bitches going to play that victim card once the walls are closing in on them, and they going to get a slap on the wrist. Now, let's see what happened with this bitch.
And as a result, she is legally responsible for the homicide.
Of course she is.
With the possibility of lethal injection or a life sentence in front of her, Angel Glenn strikes a deal.
Yeah, I'm sure she did.
She confesses to setting up the robbery
Mhm.
and gives police the name of the motel where Dante is currently hiding out.
Mhm.
Her mother influenced her to cooperate because
Her mother influenced her to cooperate. Did her mother influence her not to deal with people like this? Did her mother influence her not to drop out of school and have a fucking baby? Did her mama influence her not to get on that fucking pole? No. Her mama didn't influence her to do shit. How about who influenced her mama to be a single mother? I'm gonna tell you something, guys. I'm gonna be doing a live stream. I don't know if I'm gonna do it tonight or tomorrow, but I'm going the fuck in. I've got notes set out and everything about this. So y'all stay tuned for that.
Her mom could talk to her about
Her
the
mama couldn't talk
possibility
to her
of
about
never
shit.
being able to see her son on the outside again.
She wasn't seeing her
And
son
that she
no
would never
way.
get to raise him. And
Get to raise him. She
I'm
wasn't
sure
raising
that
him
the
anyway.
maternal instinct
That child
at
was
some
living with
point
his grandmother.
had an impact
She was
on
going
her
from
decision
motel to
grow up.
motel, staying with this motherfucker. Motel to motel. She didn't have her son. Her son probably barely knew her. Fuck out of here.
Dante and his
Look at this
twin are
motherfucker. What
arrested
kind of
without
shirt is
incident.
that? Oh, yeah. Oh, that dumbass
on
tattoo
bond
again.
with one of fighting out.
Her mother influenced her
Let's look at that tattoo
to
one more time,
cooperate
fellas.
because her mom could talk to her about the possibility of never being able to see her son on the outside again, and that she would never get to raise him. And I'm sure that the maternal instinct at some
victimize
point
these women
had
so
an
much,
impact
man.
on her decision to
Playing
cooperate.
the victim role. Look at this
Dante and his
motherfucker.
twin are
The
arrested
fuck?
without incident.
Money ain't a thing. That's fuck out of here, man, with that tattoo, bruh. You can tell motherfucker wasn't getting no money for real, man. Who the fuck put that shit on their motherfucking neck? What the fuck is that? This is what they are attracted to, gentlemen. This is actually the fifth exhibit that I have to show with these Crash Dummy Chronicles. I want you guys to program this, etch this into your memory banks, man. People women will always say this is not all black women, and I won't go too far as to say it is all black women, but the vast majority of them are attracted to money ain't a thing, motherfuckers just like this. It's just the facts of life, and a lot of you guys need to get that through your head, man. This is another reason that you should never prioritize women. If you're an upstanding guy, you standing on your masculine principles, you believe in having morals and character and dignity and integrity, discipline, order, you stay away from these bitches, man. And you treat them accordingly when you interacting with them. This is why you never put these motherfuckers first. A lot of these motherfuckers are simply beneath your standards, brother. Now we're gonna wrap this up. Let's look at the rest of this.
Angel is released on bond, with one of the conditions being that she not have any contact with
Man, who in the fuck want to pay to see you strip? That bitch look like a gargoyle. And I'm gonna tell you something too. This is another exhibit, guys, I wanted to touch on. Notice the facial blemishes. When they have these type of like what you would call maybe liver spots, acne, all this type of shit. Look under her eyes. This isn't really coming from a whole lot of crying and boo-hooing. This shit comes from fucking too much. Living in a chaotic environment, dealing with dysfunctional motherfuckers. She was doing a lot of fucking. You can tell. You can tell. We're having a lot of different partners and shit. A lot of entities been inside of you. It comes out on your exterior. Your spirit is contaminated. Now this bitch looks like she's 36 or 37 years old. They saying the bitch is 21. Having a bunch of sexual partners, a lot of entities inside of you, it ages you bitches very rapidly. Let's continue.
Dante, who sits in jail awaiting trial. But Angel still loves him too much to stay away.
Dante received a number of letters from her.
Now, condition of her bond, she ain't supposed to have no contact with this motherfucker. She can't stay away from him.
Including photos.
And
one of them, she's got her ankle monitor on at the time. So we know that the picture was taken while she was out on bond.
Angel wanted to have her
Dumbass
cake and
bitch.
eat it too. On the one hand, she still wanted to be part of Dante's life, even though she was told not to be in contact with him. But on the other hand, she also wanted her freedom, which is something that she had.
For violating the terms of her release, Angel is thrown back in jail.
Now she thrown back in jail. taking pictures with her ankle bracelet on, ankle monitor on and shit. Bitch on house arrest. But she can't stay away from this dysfunctional motherfucker. This is why I say, man, kindred spirits. She can't get anything from dealing with this man because he's locked up without bond. He's not getting out. She knows he's not getting out, but she's still sending him pictures and love letters and shit. Why? He has imprinted her. She loves this motherfucker. A decent guy would never stand a chance. She could goddamn get out of prison and look for a good man, decent man. She'll never love him like she loved this motherfucker.
She remains for several months until the Hall brothers go on trial.
There was no further communication of any sort between them.
Thanks
Q
to
Knox
Angel's
was good,
testimony, Dante and Dante Hall are found guilty on 2 counts of murder, 1 count of attempted murder, armed robbery, and conspiracy. Dante is sentenced to death and is currently on death row.
Sentenced to death. Now, I guarantee you, I guarantee you this bitch get a slap on the wrist compared to the time and the penalties that these guys receive.
Dante gets life without parole.
Life without parole.
It's now Angel Glenn's turn to face the
Now that bitch need a needle in
She's
her arm.
sentenced to 10 years.
10 fucking years. Here we go again. This bitch is solely responsible for them people losing their lives. She didn't pull the trigger, but she set it up. 10 fucking years. 10 fucking years, and she probably be out in 3 or 4. Look at this bitch.
Conspiracy to commit murder.
She did express that she was sorry for what happened.
She wasn't sorry.
I think she was in love with the idea of being in love, and Dante embodied power for her, and she was attracted to the power.
Looking at Angel Glenn in her situation, is she a threat to society?
I don't know. We have to look it up,
not
man.
by herself.
We have to look it
But
up.
however,
Ephraim.
watch
But it
out,
couldn't have been that long
because
ago.
if she gets with someone who is dangerous, then that can have some really bad consequences.
When I first met Angel, she was a wannabe thug girlfriend. And soon that facade of the hard street girl fell away because that really wasn't her lifestyle. The real Angel is actually a pretty nice person.
Man, the real Angel was a strag. Angel Glenn gets out of jail, she will be 31 years old. Angel's son currently being raised by her mother somewhere outside of Florida.
Angel Glenn's desire for adventure in her life.
Okay, then. Well, that'll conclude this episode, brothers. I'm pretty sure I could go on to the next one. Normally, I have been doing 2. But I just wanted to, get you guys to understand, man, that the element of criminality, the quote-unquote bad boy, the thuggo, the pookie, these are what these motherfuckers are attracted to, man. And they can sit up there and argue you down and say, all women ain't like that. I'm going to tell you something. The vast majority of them are. And don't listen to these motherfuckers when they sit up there and try to tell you that this is not what they're attracted to. The proof is in the pudding. And you see it every day. This is why, man, you don't even have to watch the episode. You can already predict what's going to happen because we see it every day. But as soon as you call this type of behavior out, it's because, here comes the shaming tactics. Well, the men, this and that. I'm like, man, we were talking about the females. And I'm going to tell you something. That's another story for another day. But most of these motherfuckers are raised in single mother households. Most of these men that they're talking about are raised in single mother households. Do you understand what I'm saying? Most of these guys who grow up robbing and shooting up shit, killing shit. See, these bitches, they'll sit up and scream to the high heavens that they are strong and independent. They'll scream that they're strong and independent. They don't need a man. But what about your child? What about your sons? What about your daughters? You are depriving them of the masculinity that is required to instill order and discipline in their lives. You say you don't need a man. I don't see any of you hoes getting up under your car, changing your oil or giving your vehicles a tune-up. I don't see you crawling up in the attic or down in the basement killing no motherfucking rats. I don't see you fixing your own septic tanks and your plumbing. I don't see you hoes doing shit. Working with no good motherfuckers like this one right here. Yeah, Q. This is the third episode of the Crash Dummy series. Oh, exactly, John. You are not a queen without a king. But all these hoes, man, these bitches love glorifying, saying that they're queens. Yeah, equality. If you could call it equality. Like I said, man, I'm gonna be doing another live, man. It's probably be the final live for a little while. That's why I've been trying to throw all these together as quickly as possible. But I wanted to get this one out there, man. I want to do another one that's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be real major. I want you guys to be on the lookout for that, because I'm dropping that shit probably here, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. But I'm putting something real epic together to break this shit down and to debunk all the bullshit. Goddesses. Hey, man. You know, but then when you call it out, you're bashing women. I'm gonna tell you something, man. I had a motherfucker come and say, "All you talk about it, man." I tell you, this is a male empowerment channel. I empower men to be the best version of themselves. I empower men to not be like these fucking clowns. Of course, we've all made the mistakes in our lives at some point or another, but it's what you learn from them mistakes. These dysfunctional motherfuckers, as hyper masculine motherfuckers that's raised in these single mother households, they don't have the ability to comprehend the environment that is around them. And these women will walk through fire and brimstone for these type of motherfuckers. Be one of these guys and then say you're turning your life around. You want to get a 9-to-5. You want to try to work and save some money, get your credit score up. Go into business for yourself. Them hoes are going to leave you. They were attracted to the dysfunctional side of you. Soon as you try to be productive, them hoes going to hightail it out of there. And once you've made it to the end, you know, once you've made it to the finish line and you have reformed your life, reinvented yourself, that's when the bitches will try to come back. After she's had multiple kids by motherfuckers just like this guy. Or she's fat and overweight and out of shape, disgusting bitch. Then she will try to, I don't know what I was thinking. We should have just, and some of you guys will take these hoes back. She was holding it down when I wasn't my best self. She was holding it down when I wasn't doing this and doing that. Yeah, you giving these hoes too much credit. Anyway, fellas, I appreciate y'all for coming through, man. Y'all like the video, man. More likes, the better it is for the channel, man. Like I said, man, I'm going through this whole little phase of being shadow banned and all that. So, man, it is important that you fellas like the video, man, if y'all don't mind. I'll be trying to come back here either later this afternoon or tomorrow. Y'all stay tuned. But anyway, peace and blessings, bro. We up out this bitch. Oh, hold on. Ephraim, you said, what if you're a little bit of both? Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm going to tell you something. That's why I don't talk about the Ray aspect of it. Because at the end of the day, man, you could be an all-around hustler. You could be a street cat, but you got a logic. You think with your fucking logic. You don't act on emotions. You would rarely see a motherfucker that thinks logically putting himself in compromising positions like that. You could be street savvy and street smart, man. You could be a hustler, but don't be an idiot like this dummy. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, peace and blessing to you all, brothers. I'll see y'all on the next go round. Let's play this shit and get up out of here.
you.